That is Mira Monte behind me. That is. That's a practice shot from
a freshman.
Mira Monte. I am doing live things right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. This is supposed to be a three-headed monster of two former Ridgeview assistants and the Ridgeview head coach. But Diana, if you will, we only got the former assistants because Dennis Manning.
He's on his way, I'm sure.
Forgot, I guess. So we welcome in Chris Bandy, second-year head coach at Frontier, and Christian Johnson in his first year as head coach at Mira Monte. This was supposed to be the coaching tree, if you will, segment. Now we just got the former proteges in here with us. Christian, I think this was your brainchild.
I think I came up with that idea.
Okay, so now that it's come to fruition, do you still feel okay with it?
Yes, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't I? Chris is a great guy to hang out with.
Yeah, we have fun.
Yeah, we have fun together.
Yeah, you guys are all right. Bring that mic a little bit closer to you, Christian. No, the one in front of you, the one you're actually talking into. Okay, so before we get started, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're heading into the third hour here of the BVarsity Super Show, and we've got these two guys on until, let's see, we got Mike Gutierrez coming in at 2:24, so we got you guys for almost a good half hour.
Awesome. We want.
Yeah, that's exactly what you wanted.
That's right.
Before we get started on your two squads, you can make fun of them all you want, or you can actually, tell us how much you truly care about him. But those years that you guys both had under Dennis Manning and some really great football teams, especially I think back to that 2014 season. What did his tutelage mean to you guys, Chris? Start off.
I mean, I learned a ton about not just coaching, but about being professional and scheduling and discipline in practice and how to handle kids and motivate kids. I think that's what Dennis is really great at is getting the best out of the kids and at the same time pushing them and challenging them to be their best. So, I mean, it was a great experience. I mean, I wouldn't be the coach who I am today if it wasn't for that experience.
Chris, for you, obviously you did not spend as much time at Ridgeview as Chris did. But for you, what did you learn out of those years that you had in that staff? I mean, and so many great coaches there, and you guys always seem to be just having fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really special bond that I think we all had. I mean, not just Dennis and Chris being there, but I mean Steve Tucker and Ricky Carter, Alex Hamilton, and I mean Chris Craven. I mean
Ahmad Moya.
Ahmad Moya. Yeah, we had a great group of guys that just meshed really well, and I think that's what Dennis is. That's what he's rubbed off on me, that to have a great team, you got to have a great staff. And the way that Dennis would do that is, I mean, he made it fun for us to come to work every day, and he made it fun for us to coach kids. He didn't micromanage us. He let us coach the way that we knew how to coach, and then he'd come help us out if we needed something. But, I mean, the family emphasis that he would, stress to us as a team and as a coaching staff, I think is the biggest thing that I've, taken away from that time that we had together at Ridgeview.
Chris, when did your relationship start with Dennis? 2003, 2004?
I've known Dennis since I first came back and started coaching in Bakersfield, which was 2001.
Okay.
Through mutual friends. In fact, I coached with Derek Dunham, and
West
I coached
High's
JV football together at West High, and Dennis had just left West High, but we play golf together and get together and then hang out, and so I've known him for a long time. We've been friends for a lot longer, and we've coached together.
And that relationship, obviously, for you. How tough was it for you to leave?
It was tough. I mean, I talked to everybody about it, and I talked to Dennis, and I looked for his advice. As someone who I had a lot of respect for, and I think one of the great things about Dennis is he always preached to me, and when I wanted to come over to Ridgeview was he wanted guys that had aspirations of being head coaches, because that means they were serious about it and wanted to improve and learn as much as they can. And so he always was supportive about me being a head coach someday and wanting to do that. So I think his advice and him helping me and understanding that I wanted to always be a head coach helped that decision. It was, I mean, the thing is, you as much as you miss the coaches, you miss the kids, you miss the, I was a teacher there for 8 years too, so it's tough to leave the staff and everything. We had a great staff together too, just on campus. So that was part of the toughest part for me.
You and I did a Facebook Live from your practice field a week and a half ago, and I think some people kind of maybe got the wrong impression of the question that I was trying to ask you, Christian. And I've always thought that the one thing that Dennis always did was he never micromanaged you guys as assistant coaches. Mm-hmm. And the one thing that I noticed that you were doing when I walked into your practice facility is, Christian, you were doing the same thing as a first-year head coach. When you hired on your staff, I think that you took a little bit of that Dennis taught you too, didn't you? That you're going to do your part, but you're going to make sure that they know that you're allowing them to do their part as assistants, right?
I mean, 100% without a doubt. If I didn't feel my assistant coaches, weren't out there for the kids and they couldn't get that job done, they probably wouldn't be out there, to be honest. I mean, I want them to do their job, and I want them to coach kids how they know how to coach kids, and they hold our kids to a high standard out there. And, I mean, I know Chris does that at Frontier with his coaches, and I know Dennis did that for us at Ridgeview, and I've seen that be successful, and that's the model that I want to implement, and right now it's going really well.
Chris, the dude's like 15 minutes late. He may not show up.
He's napping right now.
Yeah, you guys have talked so highly of Dennis, man, for the last few minutes. Give us some dirt. Come on. We're having some fun here.
Well, I mean,
he's a poor loser.
He is, the fun part is we are all like the most competitive people you'll ever meet. And we compete against each other constantly. Still, I mean, even though we won't work together, whether it's fantasy football or golfing or whatever it is, man, we're competing, and so we all are pretty sore losers, I would say. That's one of the things for sure.
And I think back, well, first off, congratulations to you on your current weight loss. You look great, and I know that it's improving your health and fitness, and and I'm sure it helps you and your wife at home too, because you want to feel healthy too. Yeah. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
But I think back to, God, I want to say it was like 2014. You guys did a weight loss challenge, and Dennis just beat the living snot out of you guys. Yeah. And is that kind of the whole thing, that he doesn't let any competition get the better of him?
I think that's all of our goals, but he definitely won that one hands down. I fell a lot short. Now I tried. They did another one at Ridgeview, and I said, I want to get in on this one because I'm this is my year. I think.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let me in.
No cheaters. No, I mean, I think that's the really cool thing about us. Coming over here, I was thinking about that there's nothing that I don't think that me or Chris or Dennis wouldn't do for each other to help each other be successful. But at that same time, we would do everything in our power to make sure we could go beat the other person, if we're competing against each other. And, I mean, that's just a special, unique bond that we have that, I mean, we want to see each other be successful and we want to help each other grow and get better. And at the same time, we want to go out and beat the other person at everything we do.
Well, and that's the thing, too. Before we take a break and when we come back, we're going to talk more about your teams. But when you look at it, how much is that coaching tree as it continues to branch out really kind of mean to you? What does that mean to you, Chris, to know that, something that you guys started at Ridgeview is now branching out to Frontier. It's at West. It's at Mira Monte now, and likely going to keep going.
Yeah, I think it's something special that we all share together, and that we all know how hard we worked in practice every day, and we know, we've gotten to the point where we had so much success at Ridgeview, and I think we feel like we know what it takes to be successful, and that's kind of like we feel we can branch off and let's go our own route a little bit. Like it's a band that breaks up but they have successful solo careers too. So I can't sing, but hey, we'll try it in coaching football instead. But
are we talking about the Beatles here? I don't know what we're doing.
I love the Beatles. Can't go wrong with those.
That's
guys.
Mike Gutierrez. That's still not Dennis, man. So we're going to still make fun of him the whole way out.
Dennis. That's right.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, guys. We're going to come back, and we're actually going to talk about what you guys have coming up this year. So I'm Trevor Horn, and we are now into the third hour of the BVarsity Coaches Show, brought to you by Motor City GMC Buick. We'll be right back.